Okay, finally, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The Book of Shadows tutorial! Yay! Okay, sorry. So, let's get started. Now watch this whole video before you do it. Don't just watch the whole thing before you do it. Because I don't know if I have everything that I need right away and I might have to run off and grab something. So, what you'll need, the paper. This is the kind of paper that I've used usually on Books of Shadows. And it comes in boxes of 500. Big thick box. So, and I wouldn't recommend more than 500 pages because I think that'd be really huge and then I don't know how well it'd hold up. So for this method, use 500 or less. There's a kitty. You don't need one of those. You need a ruler, scissors for paper, and scissors for fabric. I keep mine separate. A box cutter, a marker, embroidery thread. This is fabric and paper glue, and Gorilla Glue. And if you want ribbon bookmarks, then get whatever ribbon you want. I use a two-hole punch. I don't know if a three-hole punch would work. Scrapbook paper for the end cover page things. The fabric that you want to cover it with, I'm going to use velvet because it's some scrapbook that I have. And this is foam board that I got from Hobby Lobby that I use for the actual cover part. And I wish I could find something sturdier because this does bend. You have to be kind of careful with it. But it's pretty cheap. And yeah, foam board, I don't know. Cardboard really, but it comes in like those fold out diagram things. So those are the supplies you'll need. Also, for the part where you're binding the pages with the embroidery thread, it's helpful if you have a big long embroidery needle, and I left that at my dad's, so I'm going to have to try to make do without it. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is decide how many pages you want. This one, I'm not going to make this one very big. So I'm going to use this much. And then you're going to put 8 holes in the sides. So we'll do that. And so I'm using the two-hole punch. And you can do a couple pages at least at a time, depending on the brand, I guess. Okay. So I think I have this measured. It has a marking thing, and it says it's on like 6 1/4, I think. I just adjust it to where it makes them equal along the. So we'll do a test page first to make sure that it's spaced right. We'll get it in there. Okay. And then I flip it over. So these are on the bottom. The holes you just punched. Slide it in again. The holes on the top. So now you have 4. They don't have to be exactly equal, but make sure they're pretty close. Then I close it all the way so that this measuring thing that it comes with isn't extended at all. And I put 2 more on the top. Flip it over again and put 2 in the bottom. So it looks kind of like this. You can see they're not really even. Like here, here, and here, there's more of a gap. And you can, adjust that as you see fit. But that's pretty much how I do it. And you want to remember where you had it at before so all the holes match up. That's a really big thing. So I did mine at 6 1/4. And then you can take bigger sections once you figure out where your spacing is. Punch, do the other side, adjust the measuring thingy, flip again, and they should match up. So do that with all of your pages and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, after you've punched all the holes in your paper, now you're going to want to bind the pages. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how I hand tore all the edges of the pages in case you want to put in the time to do that. So, I did this before I punched any holes in it too, so you might want to, if you plan on having the hand torn edges, you might want to tear them first before you punch holes in them. So I just fold it over the very edge of the page. So it's about 1/4 inch folded over. Then you're going to need to work up a lot of spit for this. You lick the edge. Then you fold it the other way. You lick it again because this is really thick paper. Fold it back the other way. And then you tear off the edge. And there you have, you can't really see it too good on here, nice torn edge. And it looks awesome, but it takes a long time, especially if you want to have a lot of pages. If it's smaller, like maybe 100 pages, it probably wouldn't take as long, but yeah, it takes a while. So if you want that, be prepared. It takes a while. So then you're going to want the embroidery thread. This is a little over 4.5 feet. And all I have right now are small embroidery needles. You're going to want to find the longest one you can, pretty much, especially if you want a thick book. Take out the embroidery needle and thread the thread through it. So you have it like that. And then you go to your pages and make sure they're nice and the holes are nice and matched up. Just get it nice and aligned. And you can start from the top or bottom, it doesn't really matter. You're going to want to thread the needle through the first hole. So it's really important that the pages match up. You can find your way through it. You might have to do it by section. So you have it, right now I have it from the top, thread through the bottom. Now you're going to go through the next hole, from bottom through the top. So you find, again, keep making sure that the holes match up to make this easier. through. It might be easier to just turn it over. I think it's easier to go top to bottom. So you can work your way through, pick up each section after you get it through. Go through the second hole. And you want to make sure the thread is through it, not all the way. Leave this little bit here. Leave a couple inches, 3 or 4 inches at the bottom. Flip it over again. Line up the pages and work the needle through the third hole. This is much easier if you have a longer needle, but it is doable with shorter ones. And you go just like that, in and out, in and out, in and out through the rest of the holes that same way. So I'm going to finish that up and I will show you what that part's like when you're done threading the embroidery thread through.